This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So first of all, if you want to work in real-time scenarios, we have to be good at some basics. Okay, if you wanted to work in real-time scenarios, so we should have some basic understanding about this particular domain. Okay, right. So if you have to go through the domain, so what are the important guidance documents that are required? Okay, right. So first of all, ICH GCP E6. ICH GCP E6. So ICH stands for International Council for Harmonization, and GCP stands for uh, Good Clinical Practice. Uh, Next one, ICH E3. ICH E3. So E3 is structure and content of clinical study report. Whatever the clinical trial data we analyze, all that data you have to present it to regulatory authorities as a report. That report we call it as CSR, clinical study report. So in this report, what information we have to present to regulatory authorities, so that will be presented here. So you will have a guidance related to that document. And ICH E9, ICH E9. So we apply a wide variety of statistical tests to your clinical trial data. Correct. So we apply mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum. We apply, lot of statistical tests, linear models, logistic regression, survival analysis, hazard ratios, lot of, clinical, lot of statistical concepts we apply here. So guidance on statistical principles, you see, right? Statistical principles for clinical trials. Statistical principle for clinical trials. Statistical principle for clinical trials. Right. So this is E9 guidance document. Okay. So apart from this, so everyone we are working digitally, right? So electronic and archiving digital signatures, electronics, digital signatures, and archiving of clinical trial data. It is 21 CFR Part 11. So you read Part line, electronic records, signatures, and archiving of your clinical trial data. So this is a guidance document. And CFR stands for Code for Federal Regulations. Code of Federal Regulations, CFR. Okay, Code of Federal Regulations. So how to archive your data, how to save your data. So once you have, submitted your CSR. So once your study, we have submitted entire data to regulatory authority. So regulatory authority will check, they will approve the product. So you have to make all these documents available lifetime. Lifetime తెలుసు కదా. So ఆ డ్రగ్ ఉన్నంత వరకు మార్కెట్లో you have to make that documents readily available. If any query comes, immediately you should be able to open your data, show this is what happened in my research. Okay, right. So that data is lifetime data, right? So whatever the clinical documents we submit, so that room should be a fireproof, it should be earthquake proof, lot of stuff are there, lot of things are there. So fire should not catch to the documents. There are a lot of things are there. So every document you have to store it in servers. So you have to scan each and every page. You have to store it as a soft copy. So hard copy should be there, soft copy should be there. So even if it like in this area, if supposed to say in China, we got a lot of earthquakes. So you have servers, multiple servers located across the globe. So US they will have one server. So in India they will have one server. In some other country, Europe they will have one more server. So if supposed to say China got affected with earthquake, okay. So immediately they will, they will again build one more server. They copy all the data from US server or Indian server. మీ data నాలుగు చోట్ల ఉంటుంది, not only one place. Your data will have 4 places. You got the point, right? So that whenever any person is asking, immediately you should be in a position to respond, and you have to provide all the clinical trial data. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear? Right.
Yes, sir.
So that is how, standards are being fixed. So all that information you will have in this guidance documents. Okay, right. Okay, fine. So these are all four basic guidance documents. I understand all you guys have noted these four documents. All you guys have noted these four documents, yes or no? So it is your responsibility to go through these documents. Okay, it is your responsibility to go through these documents. So how many are not from B Farm M Farm? How many are not from B Farm M Farm Farm D? Anybody from microbiology, biotechnology, chemistry?
Yes, sir.
Chemistry.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So for them, so for B Farm guys, Farm D guys, they already know the process. So if anyone apart from B Farm, M Farm, Farm D, so you have to go through these documents for better understanding about the domain. Okay, right. So even B Farm guys also, they are not 100%, they just know the basics. So everybody has to go through these documents. So these are very roots, very basic concepts. Okay, so now maybe I will, because I hear multiple people are there. So no problem, I will explain these documents for you. Okay, I'll take 1 day or 2 day. I'll explain. So not everything is important for us. So for us, whatever is important, I'll explain. Okay, no worries. Okay, fine. So now in today's concept, I'll explain in a real-time scenarios how data will come. Shall I explain this now or shall I explain it at a project time? Hmm? ఇప్పుడు చెప్పి అప్పుడు మర్చిపోతే నాకు మళ్ళీ అప్పుడు చెప్పాలంటే కష్టం. సో నేను మర్చిపోను సార్, లైక్ ఐ విల్ నెవర్ ఫర్గెట్ సార్, సో యూ కెన్ టెల్ ఇట్ నౌ మీన్స్ ఐ విల్ టెల్ నౌ. While for doing project, it takes another 45 days for us. In this gap 45 days, if you are forgetting, because you will not have any document, so you have to write a running notes. Okay, this is all experience, nobody will document it. So this is my experience. So how real-time scenarios, how data will come, so from where you have to capture data, how to read data, so what are the departments that are involved in development life cycle. So nowhere you will find information, but I'll provide you that information. So shall I, all the point is, do I need to give it now or before I start project?
Raj, it would be better if it is started before project. Anyway, we may forget sometimes.
So this is all a theory concept end of the day. So my expectation from you guys is I will explain all the concepts. I will never miss any concept. 110% I'm sure. I will never miss the concept. కాకపోతే మీరే మర్చిపోయి తర్వాత లాస్ట్లో చెప్పలేదంటారు, అదే నాకు భయం. ఖచ్చితంగా అంటారు అన్నమాట. రాసుకోండి, సరే ఇది చెప్పారా అంటారు. ఓకే, సో actually 80% concepts, like when we have such kind of doubts, is it covered or not? So 80 majority of the cases, one person they tend to forget, but other person responds, yes, this is covered. Okay, that is a boosting for me actually. So there are some 10% concepts which everyone will forget. అక్కడ నాకు డిఫెండ్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉండదు. ఓకే, సో there are cases where 10%, so everybody will tend to forget. So అదే నాకు ప్రాబ్లం, because this is theory. Today super good, super, you will clap at the end of the class, but whenever asked, you'll not be able to respond. That is the problem. For example, keyword parameters and macros, we all know named input. How many responded? How many responded? అదనమాట, అట్లే ఉంటుంది వ్యవహారం, రైట్? ఓకే, బట్ స్టిల్ ఐ విల్ గివ్ మై 100% here. Whatever people think I'll least bothered, I'll give my 100%. So now I will take you to this through these guidance documents. Okay, because apart from sciences like B Farm, M Farm, we have other people. So the first document I'll go through is ICH GCP E6. Okay, I say GCP E6 because you guys are not familiar with the terminology. I will, as I told you in my day one session, I'll take you to the roots, very basics. Correct, right? So I'm working towards it now. You see, right? So now, first of all, you see, if you wanted to work in a domain, so you have to be familiar with a few terminologies. Okay, for example, if you are working in a banking domain, you should know what is FD, you should know what is RD, you should know what is a NRI account, what is a current account, what is a savings account. You should have some basic understanding. Correct? Agree, yes or no? Right? So
Yes,
what
sir.
is minimum balance? You should have some basic understanding. Correct? So if you have that understanding, then only you can start working in that particular domain. Correct. So if you wanted to work in clinical domain, so first of all, you should know what is protocol, what is investigational product, what is investigator brochure, IB. Okay, you should know what is a placebo. Okay. So likewise, few terms, things you should know what is adverse events. Okay. So likewise, few terms you have to be familiar with. Okay, so those terms I am bringing you. Okay, everyday, day-to-day communication, we use these words. Okay, so what is ICH? ICH stands for International Council for Harmonization. GCP stands for Good Clinical Practice. Right, we'll start with the basic definitions, basic terminologies. So అందరికీ అన్ని తెలియదు, even B Farm guys does not know what is a CRO. Okay, so CRO stands for
Clinical research.
contract
Research organizations.
contract
Contact.
research organization. It is not clinical research organization.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, right, no problem. Right. So now you can see here. So they don't know how the process will be. Okay, right. So now you can see first one, adverse drug reaction, ADR. ADR, adverse drug reaction. You can download this document from internet. Okay, so you can easily download this document from internet. All that you need to type is ICH GCP E6 PDF. You will be able to open that PDF. So in your ICH GCP E6 R2 R2 is revision to PDF. Right? You can download it. So just if you click download, you'll get download. Okay. So మీరు చేసుకోండి, you can open it. So no need to write running notes for this, no problem. Okay, so ADR stands for adverse drug reaction. Adverse drug reaction. So you can see here all noxious and unintended responses. So not expected, I have not expected this response, unintended responses to a medicinal product related to any dose should be considered as adverse drug reactions. It should be considered as adverse drug reactions. So any side effects, as per your layman standards, if I say any side effects that has occurred due to use of a medicinal product, we call it as adverse drug reaction. If you strongly believe the side effect is due to this drug, then we call it as a adverse drug reaction. We call it as a adverse drug reaction. Adverse effects, nothing but side effects. Okay. So the technical word is adverse effects. Layman language is side effects. Right. And adverse events. Adverse events. Any untoward medical occurrence in a patient or clinical investigation subject. Subject, patient, both are one and the same. Who is administered with a pharmaceutical product and which does not necessarily have a relationship with this treatment. Okay, subject number one taken treatment, taken drug, he got some side effect. This side effect is not necessarily due to your medicinal product. Then we call it as a adverse event. So the difference between here these two is, if you strongly believe this is side effect is due to the usage of this medicinal product, adverse drug reaction. So may or may not be related due to your in a medicinal product. In that case, I will call it as a adverse event. You got the difference between adverse drug reaction and adverse event, yes or no? So this side effect may or may not be due to your medicinal product. Then adverse event. Therefore, an adverse event is unfavorable and unintended sign. It can be laboratory findings, it can be a disease, or it can be a symptom temporarily associated with the usage of medicinal product, whether or not related to your medicinal product. Okay, right. So this is called adverse event. This definition is important. Okay, right. So we do a wide variety of analysis using in for based on adverse event data. Amendment to protocol. So amendment is latest changes. So whatever the changes you do to the protocol, we call it as protocol amendment. Applicable regulatory requirements. What all the regulatory authorities we have? What all the regulatory authorities we have?
CEDESCO, sir. CDSCCO.
PDSCO for India, okay.
US FDA.
US FDA for
US FDA for US. అందుకే చెప్తున్నా రాసుకోండి మీరు
TGA
రాసుకోండి.
for Australia, Therapeutic Goods Administration.
TGA for Australia, Therapeutic
Australia.
Goods Administration.
MHRA for UK, sir.
MHRM for UK.
Health Canada for Canada.
EMA for
Health
Europe.
Canada for Canada.
Health Canada.
Yes, Health Canada for Canada. ANVISA for Brazil. ANVISA, ANVISA for Brazil. EMA or EMEA, European Medical Agency for Europe. Okay, so if I wanted to sell the product in this particular US, I have to submit all my clinical trial data to US FDA. Your FDA people, they will cross check all the data. So if they are okay, they will give approval for you to sell their product in US. If they have some clarifications, they will raise a request. You have to do that post hoc analysis, ad hoc analysis, you have to do that, and you have to submit the data. If they are satisfied with the data, if they are satisfied with the results, then they will give approval. Okay, right. So regulatory authority in India, if anybody wants to sell their product in India, so they have to take approval from CDSCO, correct? CDSCO, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So these are all regulatory authorities. So you have to take approval from all these authorities. If I wanted to sell my product in Australia, I have to go for TGA. TGA stands for Therapeutic Goods Administration. Right. So each and every regulatory will have their own laws, regulatory points, regulations, rules and regulations will be there. So you have to follow all them if you wanted to sell your product in that particular country or site. So approval is nothing but confirming. Audit. What is an audit? Examination. So examination about about your process, whether you are following all the processes or no. So whether you are following all guidance documents, yes or no. Good clinical practices you are following, yes or no. All the things. Okay. So like any one of you have gone for any industry site, industrial visit? వెళ్ళారు కదా?
Yes, sir.
When they are like, when they are manufacturing any product, they will have SOP. SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. So they will have SWI, Standard Work Instructions. Okay, so Standard Operating Procedures will be there, Standard Work Instructions will be there. So you have to follow that. Then only the end product will be qualitative. So you see, right, whether your system is following all these processes, yes or no. That is what the examination, we call it as an audit. Audit is nothing but a examination. So a third person, independent person will come, He will check whether all your guys are following the SOPs, whether you are following the process, yes or no. So whether you are implementing this good clinical practices, yes or no, he will check and he will give audit points. Right. Audit certificate. So obviously, end of the day, if everything is good, they will provide. So this company is doing so and so, good, 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 good. They will write. So ISO certification, Dalska, we all know ISO, right? Correct. We know ISO, right? ISO certification.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Correct. So whenever you are buying a product, if it is a gold, you will go with hallmark. Correct. So what is the symbol? The symbol represents I have thoroughly checked the process. I've thoroughly gone through everything. So whatever the end product, this company is generating is 100% qualitative. Correct? Yes or no? That is the mark. ISO, ISI, you see, right? These are all the same concept. So audit certificate, audit report, audit trial, blinding masking. This is important. The concept of masking means hiding, masking is hiding. Okay. Blinding is a procedure in which two or more parties are kept unaware of treatment assignments. Suppose to say, in a real-time scenarios, I have to give a drug to all the subjects, correct? I have to give drug all the subjects, correct? So you see, right? Actually, మీకు ఇంకా live చూపిస్తాను చూడండి. Randomization, parallel animation. This is called randomization. So randomization is a process where we give treatments to subjects. Randomization is a process of assigning subjects to treatments. Randomization is a process of assigning subjects to treatments. So subject number one, you see B, treatment B. Subject number one, we are giving treatment B. Subject number two, we are giving treatment A. So treatment A is your test product. Treatment B is your reference product. Reference product means it can be the product which is already available in the market, or it can be a placebo. Placebo means it is an inactive compound. It will look like a drug, but you will not have any medication in that placebo. Okay, simply saying placebo is nothing but a peppermint. It's a sugar candy, kind of. తీయగా ఏం ఉండదులే, but still. Okay, తీయగా ఉంటే తెలిసిపోద్ది కదా subject కి. Okay, right. So here I have two treatments, treatment A, treatment B. So now if you see here, for subject number one, if subject is aware that he is taking a placebo, so what all the response the subject is giving? So will it be there? Suppose to say, I'm developing a molecule to control headache. Okay, headache. So to reduce headache, I'm giving this medication. Okay, I have treatment A. Treatment A is my investigational product. Treatment B is a placebo. Placebo is nothing but, just now I told definition, right? So it will not contain any drug. It is just an inactive compound. It will look like a drug. So now this is a patient ID, subject ID. This is the treatment we are giving to the subject. Subject 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So subject number 1, we will give treatment A, B, B, A, B, A. Okay, I have given treatments to the subject. So if I tell subject, subject number one, not subject number one, so he has taken treatment, investigational product. What is the response? Response is, if the subject feels that he got a reduced, he will say yes, this drug is working fine. So subject number two, what he will tell? Arey, what is this? Yeah, you have given me placebo. How will you ask response? Can you please stop joking? Correct? ఎందుకంటే అది మెడిసిన్ కాదని ఆడికి కూడా తెలుసు. He also doesn't knows that this is not a medicine. Okay, right? He will say straight away no. So for this guy, it is not reduced. He says no, yes, sorry, no, and yes. Right. So forget about this concept. No. Forget about this concept. No. Okay, because the people know straight away they will respond it as a no. So for person number one, he responded yes. Correct. Person number one, he responded yes. Correct. So few people will have a dilemma. Like few people will have a feeling that right. So if I take tea, it will reduce. Correct. Few people, is tea a medicine to control headache? Medicine, huh? Hmm. Kada? Kaadu kada? Medicine అయితే కాదు కదా. That is their psychological feeling, right? If I'm taking tea, it will reduce my headache. That is not a medicine, correct? It is your psychological feeling, correct? So likewise, this person number one, he responded yes. So this yes is because the drug is worked perfectly, or this because the drug is worked perfectly, or because this guy has a psychological feeling, because he has taken drug, it has reduced. So ఇంకా మీకు చెప్పాలంటే చంద్రముఖి మూవీలో లైక్ బ్రహ్మానందం he will feel like he will feel shiver దెయ్యం right. So he will give tablet, actually nothing will
Yes,
be
sir.
there in his hand. He will take and he will drink water and he will say now I'm okay, I'm feeling lot of sleepy. You see that, right? This is a psychological feeling, right? Okay, actually that person will not give any tablet also. So he will ask to open hand, he will put something, he'll ask to take drink water, finish. So because that person is in a dilemma, because he has taken some sleeping pills, from then he will sleep, right? So whatever the response I got here, so this response is because the drug is working fine, or this person is in a dilemma that he has taken a medication and it has got reduced. For if it is a temperature, I can check with a thermometer. If it is a headache, how I can check here? It should come from subject only, right? Headache check చేసే మెడిసిన్స్ మెషిన్స్ అని ఉన్నాయా? No,
No.
right? Right. So it should be response from the subject. So for this reason, what we will do is we will not tell the subject whether he has taken a placebo or an investigational product. We will not tell the subject whether we have given a placebo or an investigation product. This concept is called blinding or masking. This concept is called blinding or masking. So even BPharm guys does not know this. You can see here a procedure in which one or more parties to the trial are kept unaware of treatment assignments. You see, right? They are kept unaware of treatment assignments. What treatment we are giving to them, we will not tell them. Okay, right. So that this person, like after I made this person response, so this person, there is a chance he will say yes. Correct? This person, there is a chance he will say yes. So this person, he will say, then because he does not know what he has taken, placebo or an active compound, he whatever the response this person gives, it is genuine. Agree, yes or no? If he feels that it is reduced, he will say it is reduced. So in this case, this no can also be yes. This yes can also be no, but whatever the response we get here is genuine, we can rely on this. So this is the advantage you have with the blinding. Okay, right. Single blinding. Single blinding means subject will only does not know what treatment he is taking. Subject number, so only subjects will not know what treatment they are taking. Investigator will know what treatment I have given to that subject. I know, but subject will not know. So after some time, there are few people will be there, right? There are few people will be there who are very much worried. Are this is a clinical trial. This is some chemical. What happens? What buying and ostad? Like he comes to the site with lot of fear. Okay. So what happens is not sure he comes to the site for with lot of fear. Okay, because everybody they are playing with chemicals in their body, right? Obviously they will have that fever, yes or no? So if a person got a small side effect, suppose you say this person got stomach pain, let us assume, okay, he got stomach pain, immediately he will go to the investigator, says, doctor, something is happening, something is happening, I see, I have lot of difficulties, you know taking breath. My stomach got, it's paining. So I'm suffering from something. Please, 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 doctor, help me. Correct. He will say that, right? So doctor will tell one time, two time, three times, because doctor know he has given placebo to him. Okay, after taking placebo is nothing but inactive compound, right? Nothing will happen, correct? But this guy has that feeling, so he is a lot of afraid because the subject does not know what he's taking, so he is in a dilemma. Okay, so ఆడు మధ్యాహ్నం బాగా తినేసి వచ్చి ఉంటాడు, but still he feels that, like, it is due to the drug. Okay, right. So after 5 times, at one point your investigator will lose his patience. He will tell, "Arey, yaar, I have given placebo to you. Placebo is nothing but there is no drug. It seems that after you had a lot of food and you are suffering from stomach pain. Why you are killing me here?" At one point he will break and he will tell, "No, the subject I have given placebo." Correct? Yes or no? Correct? Right.
Yes, sir.
After then, till then the person responded, for placebo he responded yes. After then, whenever I ask response, he will say no, 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 no. Correct? Because the subject knows he has taken placebo, right? So the trial cannot be genuine. This is not a genuine information, right? Correct? So this is not a genuine information. So in a real-time scenarios, all your regulatory authorities are recommending for double blind. Double blind means both the investigator and subject does not know what treatment they are giving, what treatment they are taking. Okay, what treatment they are taking, what treatment they are giving, both the investigator and um, subject does not know. This is called double blinding. Single blinding means only patient is not aware. Double blinding means both investigator and subject will not know. Not only them, analysts will not know, QA people will not know, statistical analysis persons who are doing that, nobody will know what exact treatment we are giving in a double blinded treatment. So once the entire study is done, after database lock, they will give original randomization. This is called randomization. You said this is called randomization schedule. So which treatment is given to which subject, that complete details, we call it as a randomization schedule. So total 48 subjects are there in my trial. I have given this. So this is the one I generated earlier in my office, I generated this. So this I generated using SAS 9.2. Okay, right. చిన్నప్పుడు ఎప్పుడో చేసిన, this is the date. 10 ఏళ్ళు అయింది నేను చేసి. You see, right? 10 years. So that document I have just taken as a reference. Okay, right. So now you see, right, this is how it is. You got the point, right? 10 ఏళ్ళు అయిపోయింది అప్పుడే.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
right. So now you can see here, this is called blinding masking. Next, CRF. CRF stands for case report form. So whenever you see in government hospitals, they will have a pad with some papers attached. Doctors will come to rounds, they will enter some data there, correct? Are they CRF? CRF stands for case report form. Whatever the clinical trial data you are capturing, all that data will be captured in a document called CRF. CRF stands for case report form. So whatever the document they capture, this information will be converted into, soft copy. This information will be converted into systems into soft copy. Right. Next, clinical study. What is a clinical study? What is a clinical trial? I want everyone to read this definition. Clinical trial basic definition. I want everyone to read this. So any investigation in human subjects, intended to discover or verify the clinical pharmacological and other pharmacodynamic effects of a investigational product. Okay, right. So if you wanted to find, some clinical and pharmacological and pharmacodynamic effects, dynamic effects of a investigational product, and are to identify adverse reactions to any investigational product, and are to study absorption, distribution, metabolism. Okay, right, right. So this is how you can check. See, pharmacological, pharmacodynamic effects. What is the pharmacological? What is pharmacodynamic effects? What is pharmacokinetic? What is pharmacodynamic? What is kinetic?
Body.
Hmm.
Kinetic means
how
Fancy.
how fast the drug
How
enters into the body.
how drug
What the
affects
drug
the
does to
body.
the body.
How how drug affects the
Mana
body.
energy
How
వేరు అది
body
వేరు ఇది
responds to the drug.
okay. Kinetic energy వేరు ఇది వేరు. So pharmacokinetics is how drug
How
is
drug.
working inside body. Correct?
Yeah.
How drug is working inside body. రాసుకోండి మీరు, మీకోసమే చెప్తాను, వీళ్ళందరికీ తెలుసు, మీకే చెప్తున్నా, మీరు రాసుకోండి. Okay. So pharmacokinetic effects are how drug is working inside human body. So మనం తీసుకున్న like after I take this drug, so how the drug is behaving. Okay, right. So pharmacodynamic effects are
How body
what
responds
drug does
to
to
the
the
drug.
What
body.
body does to the drug.
What body does to the drug. What body does to the drug. Correct? Okay. So మీ body drug ని ఏం చేస్తుంది? Okay. What body does to the drug. Right. So you can check all your, like, any experiment you are doing on human subjects to check all this. Okay. So this study, we call it as a clinical trial or clinical study. So you can check all your pharmacological, pharmacodynamic effects. And, in addition to this, you can also check absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion of your investigation products. Right. So this cycle we call it as ADME cycle. ADME stands for absorption, distribution, metabolism, and
And metabolism excretion.
excretion. So suppose to say whatever the drug I am taking, XYZ 500 mg or Dolo 650. So this 650 should be completely absorbed into your blood. So that is what absorption. So for this we check a parameter called Cmax. Cmax is maximum concentration observed by blood. These are all your pharmacokinetic parameters, right?
Yes, sir.
Cmax, maximum
Yes, sir.
concentration observed.
ये लिए म्यूट आहे ऑलरेडी.
Tmax. Tmax is
मिनिमाइज कर. आवाज
time,
वाढव, आवाज वाढव.
time taken to reach maximum
Reach the
concentration.
maximum concentration.
Time taken to reach maximum concentration. AUC. AUC is area under the curve.
Area under curve.
Area under the curve is like, how much time, where it started, where it ended, how much drug is available. So you see that plot, right? And T half is half-life. So from your body, it has to eliminate, right? That entire drug has to be eliminated, right? So how much percentage, like, what is the half-life of the drug? Okay. And lambda Z, elimination rate constant. So how much percentage your, drug is going out from your body? That is what lambda Z or KEL, elimination rate constant. Okay. So మీకు కావాలంటే బొమ్మ వేసి చూపిస్తా చూడండి. బొమ్మ కావాలా? 8:45 అయిపోయింది, రేపు చూపిస్తాను. అయితే ఒకసారి చూపిస్తా.
Sure, sir.
Cmax అంటే కోడ్ Cmax వచ్చిందా? ఫోర్డ్ Cmax ఉందా? మన ఇండియాలో లేదనుకుంటా బ్రాండ్ ఆ మోడల్. సో చూసారా? See, whenever I'm giving dose, whenever I'm giving dose, initially dose is 0, right? Tablet slowly started absorbing into blood. So means you are getting this energy, right? So the maximum concentration is Cmax. You see, right? This is Cmax. And whatever it is there in your body now, it has to eliminate, right? Another బయటకు వస్తుందా? ఇది కూడా అంతే. Tablet also it should come out. Is it right? This is half life of your drug. This is C minimum. So minimum concentration observed. Okay, and the time taken to reach, whatever the time you are taking to reach, you see, right, this can be 10 minutes, 30 minutes. So your doctor will tell, right, doctor, if I got severe headache, so take this tablet with some hot tea or water, so you will get relief in 30 minutes. How that 30 minutes is based on your Tmax. Okay, so that 30 minutes how he is fixing is because it takes 30 minutes for this tablet to absorb completely into your bed. So once it is absorbed completely into your body, obviously it will remove that pains from your body. Okay, right, that is how it is. So this is your half-life and elimination rate constant. Whatever the percentage of drug it is eliminating from your body, that value will give a fixed number. That is what elimination rate constant is. And the area under the curve, this is the area under the curve. This is the drug concentration levels available. You got the point, right? Now you understood all the pharmacokinetic definitions, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is how it is. You can go through. If you want more information, you can Google it. Okay, right. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you. Bye. So I'll cover this part tomorrow. Rest also I'll cover
Thank
tomorrow.
you, sir.
Okay, right.
Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
guys. Yeah, bye all.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye, sir.